Hello everybody, I'm John Schneider. I'm your host for Jersey Bay Short Country, and today we have a very special episode. We're going to focus on the town of Union Beach, New Jersey. Beautiful little town, right on Raritan Bay. A couple of rivers that flow out into Raritan Bay, and some businesses, but mostly residential neighborhoods, and one of the greatest beaches on the bay in the Jersey Bay Shore. With me today to talk about Union Beach is its mayor, Mayor Paul Smith. Hi.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, I love your town. I tell everybody about your beach. It's a great beach. You've done a good job in bringing it back from some of the recent storm damage that we had. How long have you been in local government?
32 years.
That is a long time. You must be making a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
What do you like about Union Beach?
Well, it's just a close-knit, tight community. People get along with one another.
Well, I did an interview with the mayor a couple of years ago, and I posted it on one of the Facebook sites. And, normally mayors have a little controversy associated with it. Maybe you do, I don't know. But everybody had something positive to say. It must make you feel nice to know that people respect you and like what you're doing.
You know, it makes me feel wonderful. I mean, that's absolute truth.
You were faced with probably the greatest challenge of your life, if I dare say that, when Hurricane Sandy came rolling up our way. What was that like?
That was scary. Fortunately, our beautiful first responders are always ready for anything that's coming our way. And that's our police, our OEM, our fire, our first aid. I mean, they're just absolutely wonderful. And I've been worried because every time there's a storm coming our way, it usually peters out before it gets to us. And people weren't getting a little lax, I thought. But due to the efforts of our first responders, we lost no one in this devastation. I mean, Sandy came in. They estimate the surge at 18 feet.
Oh,
so it was more like a tsunami.
Yeah.
And it was in and it was out in 45 minutes. But it took out 52 homes right away. So
52 homes that were there aren't there today, the original homes.
The day after the storm, the day of the storm, they were gone.
Yeah. And how has the town recovered? What have you done over the last many years now to regain the town as it was?
You know, we've had a lot of help from the federal government, from our state government, from county government, and even surrounding towns. I mean, Madison, New Jersey adopted us. Colts Neck adopted us. And they've done so much to help us. Well, the governor came here, I guess, a year after the storm, and we was at a house dedication on Shoulder Drive. And he told the people that were there, he said, Union Beach should be the model for the state of New Jersey. He said, because he said, we called Union Beach right after the storm and said, do you want our help? Mm-hmm. And they said, absolutely, but we're not waiting for you. Mm. We're going to start on our own. Yeah. We're not going to sit back and wait. We're going to start getting going, and we did. Yeah. And that's through the efforts of many. And we're getting back. It's going to take a while. We're up to over $80 million in new construction since Sandy. People are raising their homes, building nice, stronger homes, and it's going to be a nicer town.
And your beach front is beautiful. Let me compliment you. You've done something very important, a little bit like Seabright. After the hurricane, Seabright recognized that it had a lot of human interest kinds of things it had to focus on, but it also knew that it had to get its economy back. And I don't know if you make money. You certainly do from parking and maybe some of the restaurants, but you got your beach back. Your beach looks beautiful. Tell us about the efforts there.
We started right away. First of all, debris. Getting rid of debris around town, which we had over $6 million. I think it was $6.2 million in debris removal. And we had two sections of town where we took it, and we promised those neighbors if anything ever happens again, they won't have to put up a debris next to their homes next time. So we'll find another spot. But and our beach is going to get better because we're getting our shore protection project that we've been working on since 1995, approved by Congress in 2007, but never funded. And that should start next year. And the first phase of it is the beach, which is going to be a whole lot bigger.
So tell me about that. What does the plan entail?
The plan includes levees, floodgates, pump stations. When we first started this in '95, it was estimated $50 million. Now we're talking $202 million.
Is this Army Corps?
Army Corps, yes.
And is this a matching deal? Do you have to come up with the money as well as
75% federal funded, 15% state and 10% local, which hopefully we get the county to help us with our 10%. And the good news is the state has agreed to maintain the floodgates and the pump stations because we couldn't afford that cost every year.
Sure. It is miraculous what you've done to bring it back. What do people love about living in this town? What do you hear?
You know, I haven't heard anything negative because everybody just, like I said earlier, it's close-knit. They get along with one another. We have a good school system. Our send-in district is Keyport and Red Bank. So the kids have a choice. If they want to take something Keyport don't offer, they can go to Red Bank, which Red Bank has performing arts, and then Keyport has vocational, which Red Bank don't. So there's a lot of choices for the children, which is good. And it's just a nice place to grow up.
Do you think Keyport, since everybody seemed to go to school there, and Red Bank as well, but that's a little further away, was Keyport kind of a sister city? Did you have a special relationship, do you think, with Keyport?
You know, we've always gotten along with Keyport, you know, usually no matter which party is in, because if you're on the local government, Democrat, Republican should not mean anything to you. You should be there because you want to help your town.
Sure. And tell us about IFF. It's the biggest employer in the area, actually, and it's in Union Beach and Hazlet. So there's a facility across Route 36.
Yeah, there's two of them.
There's another facility on our side of Route
Yes.
36. And then there is another sort of strange facility out by the bay. Do you have any idea what they do out there?
Well, right now it's strictly offices.
Yeah.
And it used to be production. They used to do chemicals, which moved to Georgia, Augusta, Georgia.
And right next to IFF is Natco Lake, which was the site of a company called, was it National Fireproofing Company?
They used to make tiles, yeah.
Bricks and tiles
Yes,
and things.
years ago, yes.
That was, Natco Lake was a big clay pit, wasn't it?
Yeah, before my time, but yes.
And the story goes that, and I think it was there till 1928 or I don't know, something like that. But the story goes that this was a big clay pit, and somebody struck a vein of a spring, and the spring started filling up the clay pit fast. And it was so fast they couldn't even get the equipment out in time, so some of it is still at the bottom of the lake. Is that a true story?
I've been told there is a crane buried in Natco Lake.
Yeah.
Back in the middle 90s, Mayor Carmen Stappiello, they were looking to put a saltwater, turn the water, seawater, the bay water into drinking water. They were looking to put a desalination plant over there.
Oh, wow.
And we surveyed the lake, and at the deepest part of the lake at that time was 8 feet by the floodgate.
Really?
Over there by Hazlet, West Kingsburg, yeah. So
Now, does the town or the borough of Union Beach own that lake?
to the best of my knowledge, yes. They used to have summer camp there,
Wow.
recreation.
And people fish. You can catch fish. Some people, there's a rumor going around that it's poisonous and all the fish are dead. I'm not sure we'd eat them, would we? No.
Probably not.
Probably not. But they are catching fish over there, and I've seen people in boats on
Yeah.
Natco Lake. I mean, I haven't seen any no trespassing signs, but there probably are. I don't know.
Yeah.
We should do something. We should turn it into a park. I think it would be terrific.
I think it's a great idea.
Right there on Route 36. Maybe we can get some parking from IFF. Now, you don't look very old. You look young like me. And I remember the last time we talked, you said you remembered when some of the roads were dirt roads and they used to put down oil to keep the dust from going up. What was life like for you as a kid in Union Beach?
Well, I moved here in 1956,
Okay.
right before my third birthday. We first lived on Olmec Avenue, then we lived on Heckleman Street behind Borough Hall. Then we lived on Poole Avenue down the street from Borough Hall. And all of our roads were dirt except for the main roads. And once they put the sewers in the 70s, they just threw some tar over the roads to make them look good, which didn't really help because you don't have drainage or curbs and sidewalks on most of the roads. And in the summertime, they would put down tar and lime to keep the dust down. And that's why when we go home, we take our shoes off when you walk in the door, because you didn't, you were in trouble.
Now, I've been a big advocate for beaches of the Bayshore for a long time. Everybody jumps on Route 36 and heads down to Sandy Hook, goes over the Captain Joseph Azzolina Bridge, and just bypasses all the opportunities to go to the beaches along the Bayshore. And your beach is particularly nice. what do you say to people who are afraid to go into a bay or a river?
I know, it's been packed, especially these days.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing you have to pay for is parking, and that's $1 an hour. So there are no lifeguards that swim at your own risk.
And if we haven't had any terrible things happen, have we? It's pretty
thank
shallow.
God, no. Yes, you can walk out there.
There's no undertows
No.
or rip currents,
No.
and we haven't seen a shark.
And the water's clean.
We haven't seen a shark in 100 years, have
And
we?
we don't want to. And the water's clean. I mean,
It really is clean.
they pack the beach. They really do.
You can wade out. It's good for little kids. I brought my granddaughter there the other day. She's still a little bit afraid of the water. She calls it Wawa. So we brought a little pool that she could swim in, and we just, my daughter and my son-in-law just had a wonderful time at your beach, and they now want to go to Union Beach instead of Sandy Hook. And they were proponents of Sandy Hook for a long time, but now they like Union
Nice.
Beach.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's very good. And on the western side of Union Beach, dividing Union Beach from Keyport, is another creek. What's the name of that one?
Chingarora?
Chingarora. And right next, and there's a beautiful beach down there.
Yes.
I might have been trespassing the other day, but it's a very nice beach with a couple of little sandbars. And then off to the east is something called the Bayshore Sewerage Authority or something like that.
Bayshore Regional Sewage Authority.
That's it, Bayshore Regional Sewage Authority. What's that all about? Looks like a big Olympic-sized swimming pool down
Well, that was started in 1973. And actually, my father was on the council in the early 60s, was really helped in getting that in Union Beach. They had a lot of damage from the storm, so they lost their incinerators, and they're working on fixing it now.
And so, what is the advantage to having something like that in our town? Is it another something to add to the tax base?
Well, no, because they don't pay taxes, unfortunately.
Oh.
But they're servicing, I believe, 7 or 8 towns in the surrounding area. Hazlitt, Holmdel, Keyport. They go out as far as Morganville. Yeah, so they have a lot of customers. They have a 16 million gallons capacity per day.
Wow.
I mean, they don't use it all, but... And then they pump their treated effluent, goes to Bayshore Outfall in Middletown and Belfort, and they pump it out. Clean water. It's probably cleaner than stuff you're drinking.
You know, it's amazing. We never think about it, but it's that kind of stuff, and I'm saying stuff to protect the other word, that we all need. And it's, you were telling me earlier that there was even a dump for garbage and trash right near where the old Aero Marine plant used to be, and that's all gone now.
And there used to be one where Shoulder Park is.
Is that right?
And prior to the sewer plant, we had septic tanks, so you got to get them pumped out, and you get a lot of problems with that too.
Now, we flew over your water tower, and that's a water tower for all of Union Beach, correct?
Yes.
Who owns that water tower and that little triangle of land?
That's New Jersey American Water. We sold our operating rights to them in the middle 90s. So
Everybody seems to have worked at the boardwalk in Keensburg. Did you?
no, no, I worked locally.
Oh, did you? What did you do? What were some of your jobs?
I delivered newspapers. I worked in the Midway Super, which was on the corner of Stone Road and Florence Ave, which is now it's somebody's home, but.
And we had a newspaper at one time, didn't we?
Well, we had the Keyport Weekly. Well, Union Beach did too.
Yeah.
Before me, yes. Mr. Callan, I believe, was our printer, and his family's still in town. But when we had the Keyport Weekly, also,
Yeah.
I delivered the Keyport Weekly.
Did you really?
It was one day a week, every
My
Wednesday.
God. Well, now everybody's got internet, and you're savvy, aren't you? Somewhat. I've seen you on the internet.
Well, a little bit.
With the Facebook groups, and
Yeah.
there are a lot of Facebook groups in Union Beach, so people are communicating. What are the big issues for people in Union Beach these days? Taxes, or what do they want?
Well, yeah, there are some people complaining about taxes, but you got to realize they built a bigger home. I mean, if you just redid your home, raised it, and had the same footprint, your taxes should be around the same. We don't have really much of an increase this year. So last year we had one department had a $192 deficit, which we had to cover, and that goes in this year's taxes. And we fixed the street for $60,000, so that's the main portion of our increase this year. It wasn't because of anything else. But if you're fixing your home and you make your home 2-3 times bigger, because they're allowing people to build after Sandy, you're going to have to pay more tax if you built a bigger home. If you went from a little bungalow to a 4-bedroom, nice-looking home, you should expect an increase.
Now I've seen some opportunities for interesting things as I've flown over Union Beach, things that I'd like to see, but not necessarily practical things. You have a river next to the Keensburg Point Comfort Marina, but you don't have a marina. Is that something that anybody's ever talked about?
You know, it's been mentioned, and maybe after our short potential project, it's something we could look into. So it's protected.
What are some of the other things that are sort of off in the future that the council has been discussing that we could maybe look forward to, or maybe not?
Well, no, right after Sandy, we formed a committee, which is looking towards the future of Union Beach. And on the committee is myself and two of the council members, our administrator. We have 2 planning board members, and we have people from our engineers. And we've started a couple things that we're looking into. One of them is on the north side of Brook Ave, which was totally devastated. After the storm, there was only one home remaining. On the north side, there's 3 property owners that are working together. The one property owner lived there, and he bought the houses, like 6 of them to the left of him, prior to the storm.
Oh,
He bought them up because he wanted to do something.
yeah.
Now these 3 are working together to put in some flats and some condos and something nice that will help our tax base, which we desperately need help.
Sure.
And it's not what we're doing is making sure that somebody can't come in and dictate to us what they want to do. We're trying to make it so it's sensible and it's not overcrowded and it's not overloaded with people, and so we're working on that. We're also working with another group on our public works site, which is rather old and I guess ugly.
A little bit.
But the guys there, they really dressed it up. They they tried to make it look nice, and they did a good job. But what we're looking is for some senior housing, because we don't have any senior. We're looking to move the public works somewhere. We're working with IFF, hopefully, to get some of their property to build a new public works and put some senior housing in town, so people that can't afford to stay in their homes don't have to leave. So that's
Good
2
idea.
things we're working on.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Our firefighters, you had mentioned, are so terrific, and our first responders and first aid squad and that
the
sort of
backbone
thing.
of our community.
And last year we had one of our guys killed in a fire. He actually had a heart attack. Robert Hawk Myers from the Union Beach Fire Station, and that was pretty awful. I think people forget that these guys and gals are volunteers.
And beautiful people. I was in my backyard. It was June, I believe June 8th, and I got a phone call from one of our council members saying that there was somebody went down at the fire. They were still alive at the time. So there was like 4 of us went over there, and and the things that came out after the fact was, look, these guys really do care about it. And unfortunately, he passed away, and he lost his home during Sandy. He had just got it rebuilt, put an elevator in for his mother who wasn't well. She passed away like a month before him. He was only in his new house, his gorgeous brand new house, about a week, and he died. And it's just sad.
And there's a beautiful monument to him over at the firehouse where they do the Lobster Fest, by the way, which is also fantastic. But it's a beautiful park, and it's dedicated to him. And they've renamed, I think, Florence Avenue.
Well, that section, yeah. Robert Hawk Myers.
Now, across from the firehouse is some old buildings. What are they?
Well, that was originally our Florence Avenue School, where a lot of people graduated from that school.
Is that right?
And then it became our preschool. And with the additions onto our school, it's just offices, and our administration is there for the school. And they've also allowed us to move our construction official that the school has. Our construction official had a little tiny office in Union Beach. Of course, prior to Sandy, he was part-time with, part-time help.
Sure.
And since Sandy, he's going crazy, working crazy, and doing a great job. And last month they were averaging 54 visitors a day.
Yeah.
So they're very busy, and thank God the school and the school board allowed us to use their space.
Thank goodness. You also have a pretty healthy recreation department that puts on various things. There's Helen Hayes, not the actress, is it?
No.
Helen Hayes Field, which is right behind the town hall and behind the senior center, and some other parks. What are some of the parks and places that you have for recreation?
Well, we have Firefighters Park, and the playground there was donated by the Firefighters FMBA from New Jersey, and our Rain Foundation also helped and the firefighters actually come down and built that park in honor of one of the victims from Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
In Connecticut,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
26 people were killed, and they built 26 parks in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut.
And what's that park that has your name on it?
That's Scholler Park. It says, Paul J. Smith Jr.
Yeah.
complex at
What's
Scholler
that
Park.
all about?
Well,
Not everybody gets a park name.
no,
after
especially
them.
when they're living.
I thought for a minute you weren't going to come today. I thought maybe you were like a spirit.
Because Scholler Park was actually named after Mayor Joseph Scholler,
Yeah.
who was mayor in the late 50s and early 60s. And he actually lived a block away from me when I was growing up as a child. And he's a good man. But, they named the park after him. And actually, the funny part is, in 65, my father was on the council, and he got some guys from Public Works and a few dollars together, and they actually built a little park there.
Wow.
And, with bocce court, swings, nothing
Yes,
nothing like
yeah,
it is now.
yeah.
But at that time, it was nice, and they had a party, and it was really nice. And then that park was dedicated in 1982. They got grants and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a
And,
nice-
and,
it's a
and
nice
we've
park.
been adding on since. So when they were doing the 2 new ball fields, my stepdaughter Desiree and Sergeant Tim Kelly went to the council meeting and said, if you're going to build ball fields, you should name him after Paul, because he dedicated 32 years of his life to Little League.
You were a Little League coach for 32 years.
And I would have still been doing it if it wasn't for my crazy work hours.
So I would imagine you've coached hundreds, if not thousands, of kids.
and loved every minute of it.
Fantastic. Did you play ball when you were a kid too?
No.
No? Well, how do you learn how to be a coach?
I was 18 years old, and my friend says to me, "Hey, I'm coaching Little League. You want to help me?" And I always played baseball, just not organized.
Yeah.
See, when I was a kid, you had to try out.
Sure.
If you didn't make it, you didn't play. So
Right.
nowadays, whoever wants plays.
Yeah, it's not as competitive. It's
right.
better.
It's much better because
Yeah.
kids need to have fun.
Sure.
So my friend says, "I'm going to coach. You want to help?" And it was 7, 8, 9-year-olds. I said, "Yeah, I'll help." 2 years later, he moved to Florida, and I just continued coaching.
And you do have the Henry Hudson Trail running right down the middle of Union Beach. Do you remember the trains coming through?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Where was the train station? There was a train station.
Yes, right behind Memorial School.
Oh.
On Spruce.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people use that, go to work.
Sure. You're about to embark on a new project. The whole town is really. And by the time this television program is seen, it will be over. It is the first annual. You're already committing to an annual occasion to have Union Beach Day. What is that all about?
That was the idea of our councilwoman, Sherry Roach, and our police department.
I met her. She's energetic.
Yes,
She's
and she has a lot of beautiful people helping her. Our police department always did National Night Out, which was a big. They used to win awards for it. It was a big day, and they decided let's try something different. So they're working together, and let's do Union Beach Day, and it is our 90th anniversary, and they're just working hard, and it's going to be nice.
So when you say it's going to be nice, I hear you've got 5 or 6 bands. You've got some people coming from outside of Union Beach. Who are some of the people that may be coming to talk to us?
Well, we're hoping Lieutenant Governor shows up, and our congressman will be here, and Mayor of Madison, I believe, will be here, Mr. Connolly, and I'm not really a big part. Madison, New Jersey.
Madison was one of the towns that adopted us while we were.
Well, they actually fly our flag in their town, and we fly theirs in ours.
Nice.
And Colts Neck has been wonderful to us too.
Yeah.
And Gateway Church, I don't know where
Sure,
we'd be
they have
without-
a facility right on the beach across the street, and you'll see it right now.
They were in Borough Hall the week after the storm, and they just helped so many people, and all the wonderful volunteers. It's unbelievable.
It is a town of faith. It is a town of patriotism, and it is a town of pride. And I think that this idea of having a Union Beach Day is terrific. Now you've got some great restaurants, don't you? The Anchor Inn has been there for a while.
Oh, a lot of years.
A lot of years.
Family owned since the 50s.
And they have done a lot to support the town.
Yes.
Right? And then there's also another restaurant, Aiders, which is a tavern.
Which they do a lot of things for the town.
They do a lot of things for the town. And one restaurant, one of the best restaurants around, unfortunately didn't come back. A couple of them, actually, didn't come back from the hurricane. One was Jacob Bob's on the Bay, which may or may not come back. They're trying, right?
I believe she'll be back.
Yeah.
And she still runs the Spoonful of Hope every Wednesday at our firehouse. And she's been helping, Gigi and Wally have been helping many people since
Well, she's been recognized by the Monmouth County Chamber of Commerce as well as some other groups for all the great work.
They've done a lot. They're fantastic.
That she's done. And then one unfortunate restaurant that was one of the best restaurants in the entire area has not come back. What was that one?
That was Savino's, and I have no clue what they're doing there, because they also had a place in the Holiday Inn in Hazlitt, which is now a new owner. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They live in Hazlitt, but I have to try to contact them and see what's going on. We also have Piero's on the highway by FF.
Oh, right. You know, I've never been in there.
That's a good restaurant.
Yeah.
It's actually a new owner, but they're same menu.
Yeah. I'll have to
Actually,
try.
Piero's daughter was up for Miss America. She was Miss New Jersey this year.
No kidding.
They live in Colts Neck.
Anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I encourage anybody, if you're coming off of Route 117 on the Garden State Parkway and you're coming down Route 36 and you're going toward one of those Atlantic Ocean beaches, that you take some time, have a cup of coffee, or come and have a little lunch, or park at the beach and sit on one of the benches and just look out into Raritan Bay. You can see New York City from Union Beach. You can see Staten Island clearly. You can see the Verrazano Bridge very easily, and at night, on a clear night, it's a beautiful sight. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Jersey Bayshore Country. Don't forget, next week, brand new episode, brand new subject. And as always, if you see me out there with a camera, even if I'm shooting something, tap me on the shoulder and stop and say hello, because nothing's more important than meeting you. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hello, Union Beach. First of all, I want to thank Sherry and all her beautiful people that put all this together. They've been working hard for the last few months, and this is first of many to come. So thank you all of you. I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to forget anybody, but we love you all, and God bless all of you. Thank you. And thank you, Mustang Band and Chorus. Thank you, American Legion Post 321. All right, would everyone please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very nice. Thank you, Mustangs. And you got to realize, these guys only been in school a couple days, so very good job. Thank you, Post 321. Mayor Connolly, Councilman, we have a couple visitors from Madison, New Jersey who adopted us after Sandy. Mayor Robert Connolly, and you'll introduce your...
Yes.
Because I forgot.
That's all right.
Mayor, you want to say a few words, please?
Hello, Union Beach. Certainly the last time I was here, the view was much different. And as I was reading Mayor Smith's a letter on the website talking about the progress we made, but still so much more work to be done. I know we've heard many times Union Beach will never be the same, but I can certainly tell the most important part of Union Beach will never change, and that is the heart. And you certainly have shown the spirit, and it shows on my shirt because this came in a very indirect way to me at my paying job that someone wanted to say thank you to Madison, and so I'm wearing this with pride. So it's great to be here and great to see the progress we have made. And I want to introduce Councilman Bob Landrigan. Come on up.
How you doing, everybody? A while back, I spoke at your grammar school commencement ceremonies, and I just thought back to what Union Beach was like the first day I came down here, right after the storm. And I looked out at the crowd and I said, you people, I'm an old Brooklyn boy. And you know, people say, oh, people from Brooklyn are tough. Guess what? They can't hold a candle to you. What you've done in this town is amazing, and I congratulate all of you. Keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. And we want to thank all these bands, too, for their volunteerism. They've been a big part of this day. Thank all the bands. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you. I just want to say I'm just so proud to live in this town where we work so hard together, every one of us. You should be proud to live in Union Beach because I am. Thank you, everybody. That's right. Proud to be a beacher, aren't we? Yes. Let's have some fun today. Get out there and build some sandcastles.
This is a wagon wheel. Headed down south to the land of the pines, and thumbing my way to North Carolina. And I was down on the road, and I prayed to God I seen headlights. Oh, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping to rally I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Well, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. When I'm running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick the banjo now. Oh, there's no country winners keep getting me now. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to skip town. But I ain't turning back to living that whole life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Well, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Down south out of Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long tow. And he's headed west from Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on fit for the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die riding, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. If you know the lyrics, feel free to sing along. Rock me, mama, like a wagon.